This originally started off as me working on my website, and I was thinking, what if I use this as the background? And then I was like, oh, this color is so similar to this color that I'm very much in love with right now. I don't have a lot of this. I also only have one sheet of this, but I can get more. How much more? I don't know. Because everything I source locally, or at least I try to source locally, and it's just easier to do that because I can just walk there. Now, I was thinking about packaging for a cup of infinite possibilities. So this is the coffee package? I don't know, but inside is drip coffee. And then we have a journal that goes along with it. This is not the actual journal. This is just a little mock-up, if you will. Actually, it's just a blank journal notebook. I use this same design for the notebooks and the journals. You're probably thinking, why do you do that? Because some people are looking for notebooks or think notebooks, and some people think journal. And according to the interwebs or Google, journal is usually something that has prompts and it's guiding you. In a notebook, it's usually blank. So I guess it's a matter of semantics. But I also look at it from a marketing perspective in the same way Chandra, for instance. It's the same formula, but they have different packaging. You'll find headache medicine, tension headache, and a few others. But it's literally the same product inside. So I'm gonna cut this down. I have an idea that I think I should just follow because it's a quick idea, and if I like it, then fabulous. We have a new product and that benefits us. So I am just gonna do this. Also checking the time. I have 10 minutes and 30 seconds until my little tiropitas are ready. They're in the oven right now and I love them. I don't know what I'm looking for. What do I need? I need a blade and something to mark with. Yes, that's what I need. What I don't know at the moment is how much paper I need. I feel like I don't need all of this, but I could be wrong. I'm just trying to give myself enough seam allowance, if you will. So when I sandwich it and sew it, I have enough room because I really don't want to waste this paper. However, will I waste paper? No, I will just find another use for it. But I would rather not have scrap paper. So see about that. How much do I have here? How do I even gauge this? I'm gonna try something else for a moment because I'm too afraid to cut this. This is so funny to me. I'm nervous about cutting into this paper because I only have one. And at the moment, I think I only have about 20 sheets of printing paper. I didn't want to buy a whole stack of printing paper, like 500 sheets, because I have to move in 2 months. And I don't want to have a bunch of stuff. And I know I'm not going to go through 500 sheets of paper in 60 days. So he was like, how many would you like? And I was like, oh, great. So the printing paper is precious. Years ago, printing paper was like, that was the easy thing that you use. And at this moment, I find it hilarious that printing paper is precious. So I need to go find something that is in abundance. I'll be back. I have a lot of these. I can get more of these at any time I want. But I love these bags. I love the texture, the sound, everything about it. So I save these. Oh, I just love it. So we're gonna use this. My other concern is that this paper is thicker than this paper. So I'm not entirely sure how much that's going to affect the final outcome. How do I wanna do this? All right, we're gonna try something. And I'm sorry, you're probably thinking, Chandra, why are you doing this? Hold on, let me close this blade. I am deathly afraid of getting cut by this. I have been cut before. I was actually at the art store and I was looking at their X-Acto knives, and for some reason, I guess I took the cap off and then I was trying to put the cap back on and somehow sliced my finger open. It was bleeding everywhere and I was like, I guess I have bled on it. I should probably buy it. So that's why I ended up with my first X-Acto knife. I still have it. Not with me. Do I? I don't even know. This probably is not the angle you want, but that's what we're working on right now. I have an idea, and we're just gonna go with it because I'm a bit limited on time. I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but we're gonna try it. You know what? I don't even have thread in here. What's going on? I have I do like this color a lot. I find that I don't talk often doing something because it's distracting. I'm very distracted right now. But I've been wanting to make videos, and I thought let's just do the thing and then we'll make a voiceover. And I haven't been doing that. It's just too many different steps. Something. This is not ideal. This is really not the way to go about this, but this is quick. So, what do you think? Can you see that? Anyway, I love stitched paper. I really don't think I need a back stitch. I don't even know if that was a straight line. It definitely was not. But this is just a prototype, a little mock-up of my idea before I cut into precious paper. I really like this effect. That was totally unplanned, but it was just the design of the packaging itself, and honestly, I quite like this. I don't know if you can, like, it's already enclosed, but anyway, let's keep going. Since I like these bags so much, I imagine I should be able to find, ooh, timer just went off. My brunch is ready. We've got, I think this is revetía que tiropitakia me sai. I'm learning Greek. So, my vocabulary lesson for the morning. All right, back to work. Actually, do I wait? What is that? I just bit into something weird. I think that was a chili pepper. The seed is really uncomfortable. Let's check our measurements. So we got, I think for seam allowance, I need to go by, let's see. We're at 5.5. All right, I'm gonna restart the phone. You probably need to restart the computer. Having technical difficulties with our hotspot. So I'm gonna restart my phone and hopefully I don't have any more issues. Let's see. So this one is, it's probably enough. All right, we're gonna try that. I think I'm gonna do, I'm nervous about this, but I think we just have to do it and see what happens. The phone is back on. Makes me so happy. Ooh. I don't know if I need to do all of this. Is that right? I did it from the wrong one. Let's see. The part that is troubling me is this is not even, and it should be. I have done something incorrect, and I'm not sure if I'm just overthinking it at this point, and it's probably not a big deal. I'm overthinking it. I don't think this is even, but oh man, I need another one. All right, the question I have now is, do I want to trim these down? If I do so, I believe I'm gonna interfere with the back stitching. And if I do that, this could potentially unravel, which we don't want. So that's a little tricky right now. And I'm afraid of restitching this because I don't think I'm gonna land in the exact spot. Oh well, let's see. I like it. This is the back. And this is the front. We're just gonna eyeball this. I think since it's a prototype, it should be okay. Well, we're gonna find out, but I think it should be okay because I'm not pulling at anything. Oh, that looks so much better. Amazing how that tiny little detail makes such a difference. Am I the only one that sees that? It just changes the vibe. Really cleans it up. I am impressed. I get really nervous handling this blade, which is funny to me that I'm more nervous about playing with this blade than I am a machete. I am still afraid of a machete, but maybe because I've never been cut by a machete. Ooh, baby. I like you a lot. That is fantastic. You know what this reminds me of? MREs. What does that stand for? The military? Meals Ready to Eat, MRE. My mom used to give me her MREs. Did she? I think she did. Either she did or I used to just eat them because they were in the kitchen. She would bring them back whenever she'd go to the field. I don't know any other way of referring to it than that. If you grew up as a military brat, then you know what I'm talking about. But oh my God, I love this. And just like that, we have a new product to add. I actually really like this packaging and I think this is sufficient enough. The other thing I think is great about this, which will help speed up the process, is I can just print out a label and place it on here as well as on the back. Now, what label am I gonna put on here and how do I wanna go about this? I'm pretty sure I brought some label sheets with me. I think it will work in my current printer. I'm not gonna go find that. I think what I will do for now, I'm really into this aesthetic. Why is this blade still open? Where we have this paper effect. Can you see the texture? I just really love that, and I want to do that on here. My concern is that someone's gonna see it and think like, oh my god, that looks sus, and think that maybe it's not safe, some homemade something another. But at the same time, that's kind of vibe. That is the intention behind it. That's the aesthetic here. And so you tell me, does this aesthetic count as cottagecore or even goblin core or some kind of core, maybe granny core? I don't know. So now I'm playing around with the label. I'm really into a handwritten label. At the moment, that's just what I happen to be into. I just don't know what paper to use. I'm kind of inclined to use this paper because I really love the texture. There's this striation happening here. Can you see that? The lines in here. I just love that detail for some reason. And I think it could be interesting because we have this sort of, is this like a pebble? It's not pebble. It's, I want to say cold pressed, but I might be making that up. Anyway, we have different textures and I'm really into that at the moment. I am concerned about the color. This is not a fabulous color by any means. I could paint it. However, I also have this, and I brought this from Orlando as well. I think this was the packaging that came with a big roll of paper I ordered. I ordered this huge white roll and they put it inside of a box, and then they stuffed a bunch of these inside of the box. And oh my god, that is so funny to me. It's funny to me that I can reference where most of my papers come from. Oh, when did you get this one? When did you get that? And it reminds me of my great-grandmother, which Christine, if you are watching this, you get it and you're gonna laugh. But she could remember every item that where she got it and how much she paid for it when she bought it, and that was her thing. Nah. For any other family members that remember her, and I just feel like I have a similar pattern, but not with prices, because I have no idea what I paid for that roll of paper, but I do know how it arrived and my thought at the time. And so anyway, moving on. The other thought, but let's go back to this for a moment. I want to use this because I love this color. I don't know if I'm able to fully pick that up on this camera at the moment, but I don't have a lot of this, and I think I had reserved a few of these for another product slash project, so I probably shouldn't mess with that. We could use white. I have plenty of white. Not wasting this. Not that you care. Do you care? But white, especially these small white sheets of paper, they never go to waste. I use them literally for everything. So I feel like white is simple and it works. Also, the other thing I like about this is that this color also looks good on white. The other thing to think about, actually, so many things to think about. I have two tips on this, and which one do I want to use? If I use the brush tip, or I don't know. If I use this pen, this marker, I can't write small, otherwise it'll be hard to read because of the width of the brush and the nib. And then my other question is, do I keep this squared off or do we end up ripping? I really like the ripped effect. This is what I'm referring to. Oh, well, this one I cut. Do I have some? I have some where I've actually, like this here, I wrote on here and then, you see that? And then I let out each of the letters. I don't think I want to do that. It's so tedious. I did that once and I don't think I'll do that again. I love the ripped effect. I don't know, I like this. It has a very organic sort of vibe to it, where it just feels like, oh, you can tell that I just like ripped the paper off. Does anyone care about that? I seem to care about that. I like the idea of everything having history or a bit of memory to it, where it's like, what is your story? Like this sheet of paper, and what is your story? And even down to the little threads. Hey guys, what's your story? Why? I like this. We're gonna stick with this for now. But which one am I gonna use? Just pick one. I get nervous. Possible. I get nervous about the spelling because it's awkward. You've got two S's, then an I, then a B, then an I, then an L, then an I, then a T, then an I. It's a lot. It tricks my brain when it comes to concentrating because I'm just like, wait, I did that already. Wait, there's another one. Wait, I get tripped up. And now I don't know which side to use because they both have a different vibe. And honestly, I'm really into this one, but I don't have a steady enough hand for that. Nor can I write small enough and have it be legible. So let's stick with this and not do it on top of that. Oh, I don't even know how to write this. That's the other weird part about infinite possibilities. Where do you even write that? Cup of, I'm clearly overthinking this. Infinite possibility. A cup of infinite, let's try that. Want to do that? I think I need to see it. Hold on. Oh, I also really love this, where you have this up here. It reminds me of Charlie Brown. Do you know what I mean? Anyone understand that? I don't know why it reminds me of Charlie Brown, but for some reason that's what keeps coming to mind when I see it. Oh, I love this red. Cup of infinite. I just don't know where to place the letters. When you're on a computer, you can move things around, but by hand, or is that a vibe? Does that make sense? Where it's just so organic and unplanned and it's not, would ergonomic? No, that's not the word. I like that word though, ergonomic. It's ergonomic. Let's see. Oh my goodness, the pressure. Ooh, what if we have this, you know what? I think that's gonna be it. I think that's how we're gonna do it. Let me see. I can't find it. I already written this out. I have another journal where I'd written out a cup of infinite possibilities and I have it on there. And so I wanted to see the width of it. You know what? I think probably is about this width because I think when I did it, it took up, it must have, maybe I did it in a couple lines. I don't know, but I actually would love to do that on here. I think that might be cryptic enough where it's like a cup. Anyway, we don't have that right now. I literally used the last of it for one of these envelope projects, but I need to order another one, or what do you call it? Replacement of these. I've been undecided about that because locally I can find this along with the little gun that imprints it. It comes together. They don't come separate unless you order the separate piece online, like the replacement tape. I'm just like, oh, that's wasteful. I have more of them, but at the same time, it's good to have more because if I do a workshop, then I have extra for people to use. That is a really small plane. Where's that from? Sorry, I'm looking outside. Where'd the sun go? Aw. That's sad. We had a bit of sunlight. I was very excited about it. I have a load of laundry going so I can hang it out. Anyway, let's focus. So yeah, I did not want to, but also these handheld things, they always end up having some sort of fault to them where sometimes the letters will get all jumbled together or I don't know, it's just always something. So I was like, if I buy another one, then it should, be okay. At least one of them should work. But then from a cost saving perspective, I'm just like, girl, just get the tape. That's all you need. So I don't know. But since I did say I like buying things locally, and I do that mainly just to be supportive of the community. And so that's just my take on it. Is that the best? Anyway, we're not gonna get into that right now. I need to finish this. I'm trying to make a whole new product. I'm overthinking this. All right. My other thought was like, oh, what if I just have this running off? When you're in school, when you were at the end of the paper and you didn't want to go on the other line, so you just sort of like curve it down. Oh my goodness. That seems a little unnecessary, but it seems like I would need to do that because I'm taking up so much space. Why did I name it this? I should maybe change the name. I don't have to stick to the name. I don't know, maybe at some point I'll change the name. Let's see. But I love the name. I'm not changing it. Does that look like an F? Too much pressure. Ooh, my laundry's done. All right. Oh, that's messy. Whatever. Cup of infinite possibilities. And so now I'm like, oh no, we have too much space down here and I'm afraid to cut that. I really like the spacing of this here, but let's see. This is smaller. Oh no, I still have, why is this off? So we started with this one and then I went to this one and was like, oh, there's so much space here. So now I even it out a little bit. And what do we think? I think I probably should have did it on the back because then you can see the details of the ripped paper here. Whereas you don't see it so much here. I'm overthinking it, aren't I? I'm looking at my desk and it's so messy because I had cleared off the desk when I got started and there's just chaos. All right, I think we're gonna go with this. A cup of infinite possibilities. All right, so where I'm troubled at the moment, and I'm just like, oh man, because I really feel like the title should coincide with the design, and that's not what's happening. When I originally designed this, the design of all of this, it was a cohesive display, if you will, because it said a cup of infinite possibilities, and then there was a little tag that hung out, so it looked like this was a tea bag. And because I had it with tea and then I also had it with coffee, and this one here is specifically coffee. So I would love to still add a little tag here, and I think I will just for the cheekiness of it. Maybe the tag will say something like, you need this, or I don't know, something. I want to add a little tag that does give it the vibe of a big tea bag. But the part that is weird is that it's coffee. Coffee doesn't have a tea bag. However, I want to say that there are some coffee. It's for steeped coffee and not drip coffee. So it's like a filtered bag that you steep. And I think that does have a tag on it, but that's not very common. So it almost doesn't make sense. But then I was thinking, oh, well, what if I do have the tag and then I have a cheeky message where I'm like, okay, I know this doesn't make sense because I do need to tell them what's inside. But at the same time, I kind of leave it as a mystery. Or this is the part where I'm overthinking it. And I'm just trying to go for something that is simplistic, but still, I don't know, I guess maybe cheeky. Anyway, I find that the best thing to do is to do and think about it later. So we're gonna do that now. We're just gonna do the thing and see how we feel about it. The goal is to just finish, not overthink, not get it perfect, just get it done. This is the part where I'm also overthinking because I'm like, no, I want the edges to be completely flattened down. I don't want anything like lifting up, but I also don't want to put so much glue that it bleeds out over the edge. There's a very tricky balance. And then I think this is a tiny bit crooked. Oh, see, that's what I did not want. I did not want it bleeding out over the edge because then it stains the paper, but hopefully it'll dry and be okay. And then I could put something on the back here. I think I would rather just write on the back or use the label maker. I think the label would be ideal. In my opinion, it would be ideal. I also love the idea of just having different colors and textures on here. I do want to do that. So maybe I'll put my message on the back like this. Oh, that is tricky too. So what I'd like to do is I would like to write it and then cut out each of the words and glue it on the back. But again, that is very tedious and unnecessary. So then my other thought, which is equally tedious and necessary, but less tedious, is to write it and then cut out each line and just glue the lines on. Is that necessary? Again, no, but maybe it is actually. If I'm thinking it, it's necessary for me. Someone out there might appreciate it, but what do we want to say? I gotta think about that. Before I get on with the writing of extra pieces on here, the thing that I love about this is actually, okay, what I think I'll do for the shop in terms of personalization is that on the back, they can stick their message. So let's say they send me their message and I will print it out and glue it on the back. And then we'll just have this piece on the front. So I think that's good in terms of a personalized gift and message. But I think I don't know. In my mind, I'm overthinking it because I'm like, oh, it's not great because it doesn't look like everything else that's out there. But on the one hand, what I do like about it is that it does look like your friend made it. Especially they made this and then they just stuck their letter on the back. That could be a thing. Or maybe we put a little envelope here and then their is in the envelope, or maybe their letter is, envelope is in the back and their letter. Oh, I'm overthinking this. I love it. If I think about it too much, I don't love it. But when I am just sitting here holding it, I'm just like, oh, I love the color. I love the stitch. I love the handwriting. I like the feel of it. I like the sound of it, the weight of it. I'm quite impressed with it, personally.